horn beetle. See the big mandibles?
Yeah.
They're really big. And the antennas, they're really big too.
Yeah. It has 6 legs.
Yep, 6 legs.
It has 4 in the front and 2 in the back. A bug. That's super cute.
Yeah, insects have 6 legs.
Bug. Is that an insect?
This is an insect, but more specifically, it's a beetle. Put your hand down like this and see if it's gonna walk onto your hand, okay? Don't move. Don't move. There it goes. We're camping on National Forest land near Bumping Lake. It's in the Cascade Mountain Range in Washington, and there's just this road that goes up 8 or 9 miles up to the lake, and there's a bunch of boondocking areas along the road where you can just pull off and camp for free. It's nice here. There's lots of woods, lots of trees and nature. Most of the camping areas that are along the road here are right next to a river, so you have river access right in your campsite. This campsite doesn't have river access, but it has lots of mosquitoes, so it's pretty close to the same thing. We got some of those mosquito repellent coils that you light and it burns, and it takes several hours to burn around. That keeps the mosquitoes away pretty good, so it's a nice place for the kids to play, and there's lots of things for them to explore and lots of cool bugs for them to look at. It's good that they can have a place where they can explore nature and learn so much from being outdoors. One of the cool things about traveling to different parts of the country is that there's so much variety, and there's so much for the kids to learn of different types of plants and different types of animals and insects. Eireen and I want to use this time in our lives when we're traveling to really teach the boys everything we can about our surroundings, to use this opportunity to its fullest potential, because not everybody has the opportunity to see the country and to really explore. A lot of the times when people go on a road trip, they hop to motel to try to get to a destination, but there's a lot that's missed along the way. Whereas if you camp along the way and really take the time to explore and get into nature and learn and teach your kids their surroundings, I know for us, we find that we really experience the country a lot more than we would have. And of course, living in a small RV so that we can explore the country like we do doesn't come without its struggles. Living in such a small space, it's hard sometimes. It's hard to do basic household activities like cooking food or washing dishes, basic things that if you had a big kitchen, it wouldn't be so hard. I mean, it's a challenge sometimes when you have to walk from one end of the motorhome to the other with so many bodies that you have to navigate through. And there's only 4 of us right now. Soon there's gonna be 5, and with each child there's a dozen toys on the floor to go with them. I mean, that in itself is a big struggle. The boys don't have their own play area, and the space is so small that when they do play, it's right in the walkway. There's struggles coexisting as a family while living in a house as well, but in a small RV, everything is amplified because of the space. So what do? Do I become frustrated and irritated at my kids because it's hard for me? I mean, I admit that it's hard sometimes. It's hard to remember to be loving and to have grace for them when it's just really chaotic at times. The toys on the floor and the small space, that's just an example, but I'm also talking about giving them correction or instruction. And when there's the stress of toys all over the floor or all over the table and kids running around being crazy and bouncing off the walls, it's those situations where it's difficult. And if I'm being stressed out, then I'll start adding stress to the situation instead of adding peace. and I'll actually make it harder for them to listen to me. Hey, Sammy.
What?
Do you want to go to the lake?
Yeah, but I will have to bring a shovel to catch a tadpole.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Come on, baby.
Come on, Theo. What'd you get, Sammy?
A tadpole.
You caught a tadpole?
Yeah. I see. That's what they look like.
Oh, there it is. Look at it.
They can. I think now they have legs.
They don't have legs yet. They just have their tail. It's really tiny. They get bigger.
Yeah, they do.
That's really cool, Sammy.
But I'm gonna dump it back in.
Put it back in.
I caught Eireen.
Well, there's a lot in there, huh? Another tadpole?
This is super big. A big one.
Oh, this one is big, and look at that.
Yeah.
What'd you find, Theo?
Oh.
Tadpole?
But here's a bug in the water.
Got a bug?
Yeah.
How are those boots working out for you?
They're working good.
You know, of course, I love my kids. They mean the world to me. But I want them growing up knowing that I love them. I really can't be frustrated at them. I need to remember how old they are, for one thing, and then another, I need to remember to always have grace for what they're doing and where they are in the stage of life that they're at. You know, treat them like a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. I know that on my own, it would be very hard for me to raise my kids in the way I know is right. It's really God's help in my life showing me what to do better and giving me wisdom about how to raise them that makes all the difference in the world for me. I would be nowhere without the Lord's help in my life. Whenever I'm feeling overwhelmed or stressed about any situation that I'm in with the kids, it's those moments that I need to step back and seek the Lord for understanding and wisdom about how to proceed, and try to proceed not in anger but with love and understanding towards them. Hey Sammy, did you catch more tadpoles?
No.
No, you're just playing now? You're dumping water in your boots. Okay. Might as well.
Those things splosh around pretty good.
No.
Are you getting done? Is it time to go home?
The sun went behind the hill over there, and so I think it's time to get these kids back home and into some dry clothes.
Before the mosquitoes eat us alive.
I know they're really swarming in droves here. So we're gonna head back to camp and do that, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. No, let me just stamp out my boots. Bye.